And welcome back to another episode of the Double Doink Podcast. My name is Brendan Deek. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It would be greatly appreciated. You can also rate the podcast and review the podcast wherever you do listen to your podcast. It would also be greatly appreciated. We have a really cool episode coming at you today. I'm happy to be joined by Gabb Goudy. She works for FanDuel, and she's one half of the Unsportsmanlike Conduct podcast that is also presented by FanDuel. Gabby, how are we doing today?
I'm great. Just a nice day in Cleveland, Ohio. My baseball team hasn't lost yet, so we're doing well.
There you go. It's raining in Toronto. Is it raining in Cleveland?
No, sunny. It's sunny and like 75 here.
There you go.
About to sit outside.
Can't ask for a better day in Cleveland. So I wanna start with this one. You were with Miles Sanders and Jalen Reagor today. My Eagles fan in me has to ask, how are they looking?
Gosh. They were awesome. They were so nice. They were really great guys. I went to Miles Sanders. It was like a kickball charity event.
Okay, cool.
A bunch of different guys that lived in the Pittsburgh area, from the Pittsburgh area, were in it. A couple of his teammates. Yeah, it was a really fun event, and the interviews with them were so good. I can't wait to share those.
Did you get to play in the kickball tournament?
No, I did not play.
No.
I was not playing in it, but I was just there on the sideline talking to everybody there, and it was awesome. Yeah.
Cool. Was there any other Eagles there, or was it just Reagor and Sanders?
Just those two.
Okay.
But they were phenomenal. They were so funny.
Two interesting Eagles. I'm actually under this assumption. I don't even know if Miles Sanders might make it to pass the trade deadline with this team, just with his contract situation. And Jalen Reagor might. He's kind of on the bubble right now. So
Jalen Reagor, I feel bad for him.
I know. You know what? I
completely
agree with you there. He gets too much heat in the Philadelphia media. It's
I do. He was so sweet, and I feel really bad for him. He's been going through a lot, and
yeah,
it was awesome to see him out there having a good time.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so I want to start. We're going to start with some Cleveland football. And then we're going to get into how you got to where you are today. But we got to start with the Cleveland Browns. How is the city of Cleveland holding up right now with the Brown situation? What is the vibe like when you talk to people around the city? Because it's like there's just a massive monkey on your guys' back, and you're kind of waiting to get it off. How's the vibe like in Cleveland right now?
I mean, so like it's just it's Cleveland. Like you think about the Browns, and you just know it's a mess. It's a never-ending cycle of things that you don't know what's going to happen. It's each year it's something new. Mm-hmm. And I feel like fans at this point are pretty, I wouldn't say immune to everything, but they're like, oh, yeah, that's very Cleveland Browns of you guys to be in the situation that we are in right now. So I think people are excited. I think some people are really excited, and I think some people are really upset. And then there's some people like, what the heck am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in every extreme right now.
Would you say that the fan base, I guess, if they had the chance to rewind the clock, I can't remember exactly what the trade would happen. Would you say that you think that a lot of the fan base is happy with the trade still for Deshaun Watson?
I mean, I would say it's about I say there's a lot in both.
Okay.
There's some people that are really, really excited. There's some people that are excited to get rid of Baker Mayfield in total without the Deshaun Watson. Mm-hmm. And there's people that are very angry. So you have a lot of all.
Yeah, it's interesting. I couldn't even imagine being a fan of a team kind of going through this right now because it's unprecedented. It's a starting quarterback. Like he's such an important
and it's very loud and very out there and very, very, very bad.
Yes, very, very bad. 100% agree with you there. How do you think this all plays out?
I feel like he's going to play sometime this season.
You do? Okay.
I do. Yeah, I really do. Maybe a year. That's my max.
I think he's going to suspend it for a year. That's kind of how I think it's.
I think that's the max. I don't think it's going to be anything more than that.
So
I know people bring up Trevor Bauer, but I don't think that they're going to go there.
Yeah, I think the Trevor Bauer. I think it's kind of a different. Just the whole way the process has gone is different.
Yeah,
and I think if the NFL maybe took a little more time to kind of investigate this stuff, I feel like the process has just been rushed as well due to the fact that the season is coming up. So you brought up Baker Mayfield. Do you think there's any chance that he's back in Cleveland?
There's absolutely zero chance that he'll ever play for the Cleveland Browns again. Like he literally said yesterday, no.
Yeah.
He said, no, both sides are ready to move on.
Mm-hmm.
He's never coming back.
I couldn't even. There's no way he could come back. You can't put him in that locker room. Imagine a locker room with him and Deshaun Watson in the same locker room. It would be awkward.
It's just not gonna. It's not gonna happen. If you bring him back into that locker room, you're going to lose players in free agency.
Yes, 100% agree.
That would not be good. You already have a lot of trouble as it is, so why add more to it? I think bringing him back is impossible. And if I were Baker Mayfield, though, that would be your best option.
Yeah. Do you think it'd be best option to come back for Baker?
Right, because what other option does he have?
Fair. Seattle, maybe.
But they're not doing it. Though.
Yeah,
they're not doing it. They haven't done it. So like his best option would be to like suck it up and play. But he basically traded himself when he put out his statement. So
your advice to Baker Mayfield right now, like let's say you were Baker's agent, you would be, let's call up Andrew Berry, let's call up the coach.
No. That would terrible advice. But I think that would be like the best case scenario for him, where he would be able to play and showcase his talents, which I don't know what would happen, would be to play this season for the games that he would not be there. But that's out of the question by all means.
Yeah. I think once Deshaun Watson got traded, I think that relationship was over. What do you?
Yeah, I think it was over before that.
Yeah, that's fair.
But he didn't realize it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, I think this ownership and this front office, they definitely wanted to move on, even if they didn't get Deshaun Watson.
Right. I think that Baker Mayfield was done.
Yeah, exactly. What's your confidence level in a Jacoby Brissett heading into week 1? Because it looks like
our first 6 games, I could see us winning 3 to 4, and that's not even I know it's Jacoby, but if you look at how the Browns played last year, the defense is really good.
Yep.
The other pieces around him are decent. You have 2 good running backs, 3 if you need them, and if we could get by winning a few games against bad teams with Case Keenum, why can't they sneak a few with Jacoby?
Yeah. No, you're definitely right there. I actually, going back to last year on this podcast, me and my old co-host, we kept talking, I don't get why Case Keenum isn't starting right now. Baker Mayfield's shoulder's clearly shot. I just felt like Case Keenum was the better option.
Yeah.
Last year.
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too. And just we had Nick Mullins out there playing better than Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
I mean, we lost the game, but still.
Oh, God, Nick Mullins. There was a preseason game for the Eagles last year. Nick Mullins might have played the worst game as a quarterback I have ever seen a quarterback play. I'm surprised he even got some starting time there. So you brought up the running backs.
We were down bad. We were down bad, though. We were all COVID, everything. And I'm surprised he did as well as he did with what was available. So
you brought up the running backs. I do think if I was to go into my crystal ball here, I do think one of those running backs is not going to be on the roster come week 1. Who would you trade? Kareem Hunt or Dearness Johnson? Who would you rather get rid of? Because I actually do think one of those guys are going to be traded by.
I think Kareem stays 100%.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I think Dearness would be the one to go. I think they will keep Kareem. I mean, he's played well. He's come a long way from what has happened from Kansas City, and he's been playing well. And I don't think that they would. I don't think now is the time they're going to. Maybe next year, but I think he stays this year.
Because the way I look at it, right, they went out of their way to kind of keep Dearness Johnson. They didn't let him kind of hit free agency. They wanted him back that bad, and Kareem Hunt's contract is very tradable. There's some teams that have running back openings, like the Eagles, for instance, could have an opening running back. Boston Scott is the backup running back there right now, and Kenneth Gainwell. You got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I think, are a very interesting option for a potential Kareem Hunt trade. I don't know. I do feel like one of those guys would go. Is there a move that you want the Browns to make? I guess the Deshaun Watson thing hanging over the head, but besides that, is there a move that you want the Browns to make before week 1?
No, I have no one else that I think that is attainable for them at this point. I mean, I just don't see any available options that is going to increase this team significantly. So they would probably roll with what they have.
All right. I got to ask this question before we kind of get into your background here. Are you a fan of the Guardians name?
I mean, I don't really care. I wanted them to be the Spiders. I thought that was way more fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was way more fun. I thought you could do way cooler things for some promos, but Guardians, it's fine. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I was just like, okay, whatever. I'll just go.
It's just there. And
Yeah.
I'll be honest, in Toronto radio, that name gets ripped all the time. People hate it. People
They hate
hated it.
it?
They hate it here. Yeah, for some reason, they just never
Oh my God.
understood it. Yeah, for some reason, the Guardians name just never fit. With,
Well, tell them they don't have to come to the games.
yeah, and I
You
think
don't have to go.
I think we still have a little bit of beef from the 2016 ALCS, so maybe that's part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go to any?
I was at one of the games. I have like
Yeah.
videos on my phone from LeBron James at the game holding his bottle of Jack with J.R. Smith.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
That series still hangs over my head. That was the year. That was the year for the Toronto Blue Jays, and you guys got in the way.
And then so did the Cubs.
Yeah, exactly. So did the Cubs for you guys. Okay, Gabb, let's kind of transition here to kind of how you got to where you are today, because I've heard you on some podcasts and your Twitter before, and I feel like you have a very, very interesting upbringing to get where you are today. So you have a sorry if I'm butchering this. You have a biochemistry degree?
Yes, I have a biochemistry degree. I hope to never use it ever again.
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning here. Explain to me how someone with a biochemistry degree gets to where you are today. Kind of explain your pathway.
Well, I went to school for biochemistry. I wanted to be a doctor, like an eye doctor, ophthalmologist, do things like that, like LASIK and stuff, because I've had to wear glasses and contacts my whole life, and I just was really interested in it. I thought, yeah, this would be something that I would want to do. And then I realized I hate blood. Can't do that. Can't go into that field. I hate blood, and I don't want to touch anybody. So then I'm like, what the heck am I going to do? Then I went to grad school for green chemistry, sustainability, started working in a lab as a chemist while I was still in Pittsburgh. Then I started just posting about sports on the internet. My friends are like, you talk about sports a lot, just post it and see if people like it. I'm like, okay, I don't really know if they will. Then I did. Odell Beckham Jr. retweeted one of my tweets. I got like 4,000 followers from that. It was wild.
Wow. Okay.
And then I just started posting more. And companies started reaching out. They're like, have you ever thought about doing this as a job? I go, no, probably not, because I work in a lab every single day. Don't have the background. Reached out to a few people, set up some calls, and then I started working for FanDuel. And that's it. That's how it started.
So how did you so when FanDuel, I guess, offer you the job, how long ago after that was the Odell Beckham tweet? Like, how long did it go from getting traction from Odell Beckham retweeting one of your tweets to kind of getting
I would say, so it was like September. It was first season. He was here September. And then maybe like January.
Okay. So like 6 months.
Yeah.
So within 6 months, you were retweeted by Odell Beckham Jr. and you were hired by FanDuel.
Well, I wasn't hired yet, but like they reached out and like I started the process. And then I didn't work with them until July, but we had a few phone calls from like February to then. But like COVID started, so it delayed the process, and then that's.
So what was the call like? So did you have to call? Were you still working in the lab when you started full time at FanDuel?
I was doing, so when I worked there, I would do like 2 days in the lab, and then 3 days I would do like data analysis of the things that I did. And at that time I was just doing like things on my computer at home every single day, like charts, graphics, coding for different things that we've already tested or want to compare to other things that other people have put out there. So I was just working from home.
Okay. Is this kind of everything you wanted? Did you even expect anything like this to happen? Like, were you a fan of sports when you were a kid?
Oh my God, I love sports. I've loved sports my whole life. I love sports my whole life. But it's funny because my freshman year of college, I took a class. You know how you have to take those stupid like electives, like different ones, freshman ones. I took this like ESPN class. It was like a reporting class, and I was like, I hate speaking like that. I hate using that fake voice. I love sports, but I'm like, this one is not for me.
Yeah.
So it's just funny how it's been since that.
Were you always a Cleveland sports fan growing up?
Yes, always a Cleveland sports fan. Very unfortunate, I know.
Yeah. Were you are you a three? They don't have a hockey team, right? Yeah. So 3 for 3 Cleveland.
Yeah. Basketball, baseball, football. I mean, Columbus, there's a hockey team. I try to get into it, but
Columbus. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get into a little soccer because they have a soccer team. So, yeah.
Okay. Did you play sports growing up at all?
Yeah, I played softball and basketball.
Okay. Right on. Take me back to 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers run. Did you go to any of those games?
I didn't go to any of the finals games. I went to a couple games in the series before, and I just know in 2016 I was a Cavs psychopath. Like I loved the Cavs more than any team anywhere ever.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie Irving was my guy, and he broke my
Okay.
heart, unfortunately. But
Yeah,
it's been downhill ever since.
yeah. He's breaking a lot of fans, a
Right.
lot of fans' hearts on different teams.
Right.
So
he's a complicated man.
yeah, that's definitely the way to describe a Kyrie Irving is complicated. So that run when they were down 3-1, was the city kind of deflated? Did you guys expect them to come back?
No. We did not expect them to come back at all. And then each game we're like, there's no way. And then eventually, everybody cried and we celebrated and it was awesome.
Was that night the best night of your life?
Oh my God, yeah. Like that's one of my favorite days ever.
Yeah.
Because I get like most people, like some sports cities, you get to experience that very often. So we've had one, and I don't know if we'll ever get another, but that day was great. And everybody, they celebrated.
Well, Toronto sports fans and Cleveland sports fans kind of a lot alike because there's not a lot going on in Toronto. I will say that when the Raptors won the title, I'd say it was probably one of the top 3 nights of my life. There was like about 7 of us in this basement here behind me watching the game. And when they won, we were like going crazy and we were debating on whether to go to a bar or I'm about 40 minutes east of Toronto.
Yeah.
So we were like debating, do we go downtown or do we go to a bar? And one of my buddies was convinced we have to go. So we called a taxi. We got as far as we could.
Yeah. And then you just went.
And then we ran. When we started running, we had to run like 20 minutes downtown. And I've never seen
so many people.
Before. Yeah, it's insanity. Just like people everywhere. That was easily one of the best nights of my life. Okay, so you've done a lot of traveling. So for your job, you do a lot of traveling to ballpark stadiums, whatnot, football, baseball stadiums.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite stadium you've been to?
At Camden Yards.
Okay,
I loved it. I had so much fun. I had so much fun.
Yeah, Camden Yards is so beautiful. Such a nice ballpark.
Right. It was. Everybody told me that it was really good. So my expectations were high, but they exceeded it in every single category. Mm-hmm. The fans were nice.
Yeah.
Food delicious. And like the game day atmosphere was pretty good, so loved it.
Baltimore's an underrated sports town. Was that the Fruit Loops hot dog that you posted on Twitter?
No, that one's in Cleveland. That one's in Cleveland. I got like a crab dip hot dog.
Okay,
it was really good.
Tell me about the Fruit Loop hot dog. How'd that taste?
Nasty.
And
like there's a lot of people that like it. I get why they like it. Like a lot of people do get it, and no, it wasn't for me. It was not for me. If it was just the mac and cheese and the bacon, that would be good.
So it was mac and cheese, bacon, and Fruit Loops on a hot dog.
Yeah.
That just seems like a really weird combination.
There's like 2 more that they have at this place. I need to try the other 2.
Okay, so what's your you just talked about interviewing Miles Sanders and Jalen Reagor at the beginning of this podcast. Do you have a favorite interview that you've done so far? Because that's as well.
I mean, Justin Jefferson was awesome. That was like really quick at the Super Bowl, but like he was awesome. That was a great one. That was probably one of my favorites. He was super nice.
Okay.
Michael Vick was kind of random. It was random, but I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Like, sure, why not? He was cool. Tyreek Hill was very nice too.
Okay, that's cool. I've listened to Michael Vick's interviews. He seems like a very genuine dude. Is there anything else you want to accomplish? Like, are you kind of where you're at right now? Is that you're kind of happy with status quo, or are you looking for something bigger?
I mean, I would love for like the show that I'm on to be like big and on TV and everybody watch it every single day. Like I would love to talk about sports every single day and have people like do our makeup before and we're on set. That would be.
You want to be on TV,
right? But not like ESPN TV.
Okay.
I want to be funny on TV. No, I want a space where we can say what we want to say, where it's funny and not because like ESPN's a little soft.
Yeah.
You can't really tell jokes.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, like we're not going to say anything harmful, but they just don't have the funny aspect to it. You know, like how Pat McAfee is funny. Like he's not really going to be on ESPN every day. They'll have him on sometimes.
No.
But a space where you can be funny and say things and yeah.
I actually think didn't ESPN like ban their employees from going on Pat McAfee's show. I'm pretty sure because they don't want like it associated with that kind of like style of media.
Yeah,
So I'm pretty sure
ESPN is on their downfall.
I think you might be on something there. So the goal is to be on TV. So you want to do like a YouTube radio show like every single day.
Like something where people can watch. It's very like it's not over the top, super formal, casual, funny sports with the girls.
So you've been on Twitter, you're a big advocate for women in sports, and I love seeing that. I do think something has changed, I guess, over the last few years for women to kind of get their place in sports. Or is there something else you're looking for, or something else that you want companies to kind of maybe look at to kind of gather more traction for women to be in this sports field? Because some of my favorite reporters are sports. Like Mina Kimes is one of my favorite football reporters. Like I do think that there shouldn't be any sort of bias there. Do you think that that companies are doing enough to kind of allow women in sports? And if not, what do you think they should do?
I don't think they are. I don't really. There's people that are doing stuff, and it's awesome to see because every day you see more women in this space, and it's awesome. But there's way more room for way more, and I think a lot of women in this space have to work a little harder than some of the guys that are in those positions that are like in elevated positions. Like again, ESPN, no hate, but you're like the male employees at ESPN have a way longer leash and can say way more things and can do all kinds of things that the women that work for them can't. Like Richard Jefferson is super awesome. He makes funny TikToks every single day. Some of them are crazy. They push the line a little bit of what ESPN would be. But like if a woman working in his position did that, they would probably get fired. So I feel like there's room to let people say a little more, like women say a little more. Usually they have them just in the middle asking the questions. I want them to answer the questions.
Okay.
Because a lot of them are very insightful.
So like, for instance, like Carissa Thompson is going to be like, I guess the lead of Amazon football. You want more women kind of having like, not the host side of things, kind of like what Mina Kimes is doing.
Yes. For them to have an opinion on the topic instead of just asking it. Yeah.
Okay. So last question for you, Gabby. You're kind of you're a success story for a woman in sports. You've kind of gotten to where you've gotten today is unbelievable. Just proves hard work pays off. What's advice you would give to a woman who wants to make it in sports?
There's always going to be people that are haters because there's a lot of people on the internet that are unhappy. But as long as you're having a good time, who cares what they say? Because you're having a better time than them. Continue doing what you do because there's always going to be someone unhappy because they're not achieving the things that you are doing. So don't let them all get to you because a lot of them aren't real people. They are, but they aren't.
100% bot. Right. Most people that come at you are 4 followers with 9 numbers in the name.
Right. So you couldn't have said that somewhere. Right. You couldn't said it with your regular face. Gotcha. Wonder why.
Exactly. That's Gabb Goudy of FanDuel. Why don't you plug in anything want the listeners take a look at before you go?
You guys can follow me on sorry, my voice is gone for a second. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, my name, wherever this side right there. And then you guys can catch me on FanDuel Tuesdays. See you on Twitch for Unsportsmanlike Conduct, 7 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, that's all I got.
Awesome. Thanks so much for doing this. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.